Hey guys, we're back with one that I hope will be kind of quick. It's the second week of March, so it's time to get the Snowthrower ready for the season. Despite this looking a lot like a Snowthrower video, this is actually a Johanson video. In the project introduction, I think I mentioned that it doesn't show any oil on the dipstick at all. This thing has not had an oil change in I guess 2 or 3 years, but I'm betting that's only like 10 or 20 hours. It's got really clean used oil in it. And the first thing I want to do with the Blazer is fill it back up with oil, get it warm, and then dump the oil immediately. So I think I also said the previous owner hadn't done an oil change in it in like 3 years. So I know it sounds kind of sketchy to put used oil in a car and then start it up and all that. This oil is only going to be in there for 10 minutes. And I don't see any point in putting like, $10, $15, whatever, of new oil in that motor when I'm just going to dump it right back out. I am actually going to change oil a couple times in pretty rapid succession, and that'll be with, brand new oil. But first time we're going to top it off with the oil that's in the Snowthrower. Something that kind of is a pain with this thing, and that's why I actually decided to record this, is the dipstick or the oil drain is on this pipe. And it just comes out to like just right on top of the tire, and I guess there's probably about 2 inches in here, and it just makes a monster mess every time I try to service it. I've dumped it over on its side before and taken that plug off, and when you do that, it's only that far to the ground. It's hard to get a pan in, and you end up making a mess anyway. And this time I've got a purpose for its oil, so what I'm going to try and do is I've got this old milk jug here that I've had sitting around for a while that I rinsed out really well with hot water and everything. It's a nice clean jug in there. What I'm going to try and do is kind of smash it so it fits on there level like that, and I'm going to take the razor blade and cut a window in this thing so I can get down in there with a wrench to take that plug off, and as soon as the plug comes off, it'll just dump its oil into the milk jug. If you're thinking, hey, that's a stupid idea, I'm not disagreeing. We'll see how it goes. To me, this feels like a recipe for a huge mess, but we'll find out. Alright, so I've got my big window cut in it. I've got my, kind of as an emergency measure, just got a bungee cord on it. And when I say emergency measure, I mean it isn't on there very well at all. More of a prayer than anything. But let's give it a try. Oh, also worth mentioning, I think this thing uses like a quart and a half of oil, which half a milk jug should be fine for. But if I'm wrong, you're in for a hilarious treat. So we'll find out together. Not much drama so far. Looks like the oil's not quite as clean as I thought it was. It's also like 40 degrees out here. I probably should have started this thing up before we started this adventure. It's going to take 1,000 years to drain. Maybe popping the dipstick will help. Nope. So we're going to be looking at this for a while, at least I am. Alright, that's enough used oil that I'm getting nervous about making a mess with this setup, so I'm going to try and put this cap back on and empty the jug, and we'll go again. Okay, so I'm going to go dump that in the Blazer, and we'll try again in a minute. Finish this job up. Just before I do that, looks like we yielded, half a quart so far, 3/4 of a quart, somewhere in there. Just getting gun shy about making a giant mess all over the garage. So let me go dump this in, I'll come back. Alright, we're back. That actually went really smoothly. No big problems, so we're going to try round 2. See if we can get the rest of the Snowthrower drained out here. Thank God, it's finally down to just a drip. This has taken like 20 minutes for this thing to drain the oil. So I'm going to call a slow drip good enough. I'm going to put the plug back in it and fill this thing back up, and we're going to call the Snowthrower portion of this done. So watch me try not to make a giant mess again. Alright, let's go throw this oil in, and I'll start up the Blazer, and we'll see how much oil it has in it. And that's about how much oil we got the second time. I'd say that's probably quarter quart, maybe a third of a quart, somewhere in there. So I'm betting this is like a 1 quart motor. Anyway, we'll go check it in. We'll see what happens. All right, well, this thing hasn't run in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, something like that. So we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. Popped right off. Thing runs really good. You see it's carrying like 63 pounds, 64, 63 or 4 pounds of oil pressure. You know, it's pretty nuts for 174,000 miles and knowing that it's been neglected. So I'm just gonna let it run for, I don't know, probably another 20 seconds. Probably babble at you while that's going on. So how are you guys? Doing well? Yeah, good. Let's give it a little bit of juice. Man, this thing runs nice. But anyway, that's probably enough to pick up anything out of the pan and so on and so forth. I'm going to shut it down, let it sit for a few minutes because the oil in it's cold too. It's probably 35 or so out here right now. And I'll pull the dipstick out of it and bring it in the shop with some light and let you guys take another look. Dang, looks like things charging at like 15 volts if that gauge is to be believed. I don't think I'll believe that gauge. I think that gauge doesn't work. I know this one doesn't. Anyhow, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, for you, a couple seconds. Alright, so while the Blazer's got its oil draining down, back to the pan, we'll, well, chuck most of a quart at this thing so we don't forget. That would be bad to come back to this thing, you know, July or August. I usually like to try and start it in the middle of the summer. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh, I thought I was being cute and put the dipstick in there to avoid making a mess and just to hang on to it, and that didn't go my way. Oh no. So there you go. I drained the oil with a milk jug, doing all kinds of stupid stuff, and you know, one last moment of stupidity is what got me. Oh no. So I knew there'd be a mess somehow. I just didn't think that was how. Okay. Let's see if we can get the job done with a little less foolishness this time. And this funnel's a little bit too big for this too. I should have grabbed a smaller one. But I just changed the oil in T2, so this funnel is already out. Funnel fits the Blazer, so you know how it is. Laziness gets the better of you. Anyway, I'm gonna do a distance slow pour so I can take a better look at what's going on here. All right, so that's a quart. I'll have to get some more paper towels and all kinds of crap to clean up the dipstick and the oil fill hole. Anyway, one of those times. Alright, I think we've avoided tragedy for now. The good news is, since it took 1,000 years to get this cleaned up, the oil in the Blazer ought to be on back where it should be. And this guy, I know you guys can't hardly see it, but maybe you can. The word full is right there, and it's looking like the oil is right about up to it, or just maybe a little over. So that should be good to go. We'll check it again. Actually, that looks like it's way over full. Like way over. That's interesting. I wonder how much of that's just oil stuck on the dipstick tube because it's cold. Anyway, I always check the oil on this thing before I use it. So I will, come back out here in, a couple days, or for sure before the next time I run it, make sure the oil level's where it should be. I can't imagine that the thing doesn't take a quart. So Anyhow, I'm going to go grab the dipstick out of the Blazer, bring it back in the shop, and we'll see how it looks. Okay guys, well I wiped it and stuffed it back in, and uh-oh. Oh, I guess you can't see. There we go. She's still bone dry. Any little dots you see there? It's raining outside like crazy right now. I wonder if there isn't a little oil at the bottom of it. I'm gonna have to. You guys can't see anything. I wonder if there's a little oil at the bottom to hold the flashlight with my mouth and check. Yep, I don't know if you guys could see it or not, but yeah, was just a touch of oil at the bottom of it, so it's still about a quart down. So I'm gonna think around where I can get another quart of oil without investing like $6 just to drain it out again. So anyway guys, kind of a lame video, I know that, but thanks for watching. Well, it's a couple days later and she's still over full. So around here, we do it right because we do it twice. See you later guys.